Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to science class. Okay, so we are discussing in the chapter 2 nutrition in animals, isn't it? Yes, so what are the things we have discussed about nutrition in animals? Yes, we have discussed about digestion, isn't it? What do you mean by digestion? Digestion is the breakdown, isn't it? Digestion is the breakdown of complex substances in food into simple substances, isn't it? That is, we had discussed about digestion. And then we just switched it to mode of taking of food, isn't it? Mode of taking of food in some organisms, and you just write what are the different animals and in which way they are taking their food, like so, isn't it? Yes. Then what we discussed, yes, we started digestive system in humans, isn't it? Yes. So digestive system in human mainly consists of alimentary canal and secretory glands, isn't it? Alimentary canal and secretory glands. And we had just a small discussion on alimentary canal and secretory glands. We had discussed about the parts of the alimentary canal, starting from mouth, buccal cavity. Yes, buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. That is consisting of alimentary canal, isn't it? Then we have discussed about secretory glands, isn't it? Some secretory glands are present in our body, and these glands they give some secretions, isn't it? And these secretions will help what in digestion, isn't it? We have discussed about 3 secretory glands: salivary gland, liver and pancreas. And we have seen some secretions. Which are they? Salivary gland have secretions called saliva, and liver have a secretion called bile juice. And what about pancreas? Pancreas have a secretion called pancreatic juice, isn't it? So that's all about the digestive system. And we have just started the first part of our alimentary canal, that is our digestion starts in our mouth, isn't it? Yes. So the digestion starts in our mouth or buccal cavity. So we have discussed about in buccal cavity we have various kinds of teeth are present, isn't it? So we have discussed about 4 major kinds of teeth. Which are they? Yes, molars, premolars, canines and incisors. And we have seen the number of these various kinds of teeth. Hope you understand what we have discussed in our last class, isn't it? Now we are moving into the next part in the buccal cavity, that is salivary gland. What is it? The next part in the buccal cavity, that is salivary gland. So this salivary gland is a gland which is situated in our mouth or buccal cavity, in this lower jaw and in the upper jaw. It is situated like a pear, isn't it? Like a pear. So where is salivary gland is situated? In our mouth. So salivary gland had a secretion named as saliva. Named as saliva. What is the use of saliva in the digestion? Yes, when we are having our food, what will happen? Yes, our food get mixed with saliva, isn't it? Our food get mixed with saliva. Then by this mixing, what is happening there now? By this mixing, the starch in our food, isn't it? We are having some different components of food like nutrients, isn't it? So the starch or carbohydrate, the starch in our food is converted into sugar. Starch is converted into sugar by whom? Saliva, isn't it? So the saliva in our mouth convert starch in the food into sugars, and it is easy to digest sugars by our body. Understand? So easy to digest sugar by our body. So for easy digestion, what is happening there? Saliva get mixed with our food and it converts starch into sugars. Hope you understand what is salivary gland and what is its function. Then we are moving to the next part of the in the buccal cavity, that is tongue, isn't it? So what is tongue? Yes, This is our tongue. So we can say that tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. Tongue is a fleshy muscular organ which is placed at the bottom or at the back of the buccal cavity, isn't it? So this is our buccal cavity and tongue is placed at the lower position of the buccal cavity or at the back of the buccal cavity, and we can say that tongue is a fleshy muscular organ in which one end is fixed, isn't it? One end is fixed and the other end, which is that the tip, isn't it? And the other end is free, that which can move in different direction. Understood? What is tongue? What is tongue? Tongue is a fleshy muscular organ placed at the back of the buccal cavity in which one end is fixed and other end is free, isn't it? Now you just see what are the different functions of our tongue. What are they? What are the uses of our tongue? Yes, we use our tongue to speak, isn't it? Yes, tongue helps in speaking. Then what are other uses? Yes, tongue helps in while we are chewing our food, isn't it? Yes, we are chewing our food, and at that time what will happen? Yes, that chewed food get mixed with the saliva, isn't it? Then only what will happen? The starch in the food get converted into sugar, isn't it? Yes, the food will converted starch in the food will converted into sugar for easy digestion. So who done that? Yes, of course it is tongue. Tongue helps in mixing, isn't it? Tongue helps in mixing the food with the saliva. Understood? Tongue helps in mixing the food with saliva. And what is the third function? Can you say? Yes, tongue help us to know different taste, isn't it? Yes. How a single organ can help us to know different types of taste? Can you do you know that? Let us see. Yes. So this is the structure of our tongue. Can you see? So tongue is a fleshy muscular organ placed at the back of the buccal cavity. So tongue helps in mixing the food with saliva and also tongue helps in speaking. Then tongue helps to know different types of taste. So you just listen. Our tongue has just divided as 4 regions. Our tongue has divided into 4 regions. So we can say that there are some taste buds present in our tongue. What is it? Taste buds. These taste buds help us to know different taste. Understood? Some taste buds are present in the tongue. These taste buds are help us to know different taste, isn't it? So at the tip of the tongue there are some taste buds which can understood the sweetness, which can understood or which can taste sweetness. The tip of the tongue has taste buds containing sweet. Understood? Then just at the back of the sweet area we have salty region. We have salty region, and just at the back of the salty region we have the taste buds to identify sour. Okay, and at the back side of the tongue we have the taste buds to identify the bitter taste. Understand? So our tongue has divided as 4 regions to know different types of taste by using taste buds. Hope you understand what is tongue and what are its functions. So we have finished the first part of our alimentary canal, that is mouth or buccal cavity. We have seen what are the different parts, what are the different things inside our mouth or buccal cavity. So next we can move to our second part in the alimentary canal, that is esophagus, isn't it? Esophagus also called as food pipe. So listen here. So esophagus otherwise we called as food pipe. Okay. Now you just see this. This is a rough picture, isn't it? This is a rough picture which is showing our esophagus and this is our stomach, isn't it? And this is esophagus and this is our stomach. So you just see, esophagus is just like a pipe-like structure which is starting from our buccal cavity, isn't it? So esophagus is a pipe-like structure which is starting from the back or the back of the buccal cavity, and it runs along the chest region. Esophagus runs along the chest region, and where it opens into the stomach. Understand? Esophagus is a food pipe. Yes, it is just a pipe-like structure starting from the buccal cavity, and it runs along the chest and it opens into the stomach. Understand? Then you listen. The food we eat, what will happen? Yes, the food we eat, first of all, the food we eat get make into small pieces and mix it with saliva and swallowed by our different parts in the buccal cavity. Then what will happen? From the buccal cavity, our tongue pushes that food. Our tongue pushes that food. Our tongue helps to swallow the food. Tongue help to swallow the food. After, when it enters into esophagus, when the food enters into the esophagus, the pipe-like structure starting from the buccal cavity, when it enters in the esophagus, what will happen? There is a wave-like movement. The food get passed through this esophagus. How it get passed through this esophagus? We are not only we are having solution type of food, we are having some hard food also, isn't it? So how this hard food go through this pipe-like structure? So for that, there's a movement for an esophagus. Due to this movement, our food get pushed. Our food get pushed through this esophagus, and that movement is called as peristalsis. That movement is called as peristalsis or peristaltic movement. Peristalsis or peristaltic movement. Understood? This movement pushes the food. Downwards. Understood? The which movement? Peristaltic movement pushes the food downwards up to it reaches to stomach. Understand? Then you just listen. What is happening at the time of vomiting? What is happening at the time of vomiting? If the food we had does not accepted by the stomach. Understand? If the food we are having is not accepted by the stomach, maybe due to some infections or due to stomach upset, so many reasons, isn't it? Yes. So, whenever the food we are having is not accepted by the stomach, what will happen? The food pushes upwards. Understood? The food pushes upwards, and that upward push we can call it as anti-peristaltic movement. Understood? That upward push of that food, we call it as anti-peristaltic movement. Hope you understand what is esophagus. Esophagus is a pipe-like structure starting from buccal cavity, and it opens into the stomach, and through which process the food is going downwards? By the peristaltic movement. Understood? And why vomiting occurs? Due to anti-peristaltic movement. Hope you understand esophagus. Hope you understand the structure and functions of esophagus in the digestive system. Next, we can move to our third part in the alimentary canal, that is stomach, isn't it? So, stomach is a thick-walled bag. Stomach is a thick-walled bag. We can name it like a bag, isn't it? It's just a bag. Yes, it is a thick-walled bag. What is its shape? Yes, flattened U or J-shaped. What is the shape of our stomach? Flattened U or J-shaped. And it is the widest part of the alimentary canal, isn't it? We have seen the different parts of the alimentary canal, and the stomach is the most widest part in the alimentary canal, isn't it? Which is the widest part in the alimentary canal? Stomach. Yes. Now, stomach receives food from esophagus, that we have discussed in the esophagus, isn't it? Food, stomach receives food from the esophagus, and this stomach opens to small intestine, and where it give? Small intestine. Understood? Receives food from esophagus and opens to small intestine. So we have seen the stomach has a flattened U or J shaped structure, isn't it? Hence, the stomach has an inner lining and outer lining, or we can say inner wall and outer wall. Understand? The stomach has a outer wall and a inner wall, and we can say that this is the inner lining. This is the inner lining of the stomach, which we can see inside of the stomach. Understand? Stomach is a thick walled bag. It has an inner lining and a outer lining. So you just see the inner lining of the stomach. You just think about the inner lining of the stomach. So the inner lining of the stomach have some secretions, which help in digestion. Understood? The inner lining of the stomach have some secretion which help in digestion. Which are the different secretion? One, mucus. First one, mucus. Second one, HCl. What do you mean by HCl? Hydrochloric acid. Then third one, digestive juices. So inner lining have mainly three secretions. Which are they? Mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. These are all help in digestion. Let us check how. Now first one, mucus. What mucus done? Mucus protect the lining of the stomach, isn't it? Mucus protect the lining of the stomach. Mucus protect the lining of the stomach. And second one, HCl or hydrochloric acid. What hydrochloric acid done? Hydrochloric acid kills bacteria in the food. Understood? If the food we are having, it contain any type of bacteria or any virus or anything, isn't it? Like that, who manage it? HCl. What HCl do? HCl kills the bacteria in food and make our food and our stomach acidic. Understood? HCl kills the bacteria in the food and make our stomach acidic. Okay. Now third one, digestive juices. Digestive juices is the third secretion by stomach. So the digestive juices what do? Digestive juices break down proteins into simpler substances. This is, we call it as digestion, isn't it? The breakdown of complex substances into simple substances. So the first breakdown is happening here. First breakdown not happening here. First breakdown is happening in our stomach, buccal cavity. What's happening there? Yes, the starch is breakdown into sugars, isn't it? So the first breakdown occurs in our buccal cavity. Who done that? Saliva, isn't it? Saliva what do? Saliva break down the starch or carbohydrate into sugars, isn't it? So here the second one, that is digestive juices break down protein, which is the nutrient break here? Proteins, isn't it? So the digestive juices of the inner lining of the stomach, digestive juices in the inner lining of the stomach break proteins into simpler substances. Understood? What are the characteristics or what the stomach is doing in the case of digestion? Hope you understand the three different parts we have discussed today, that is buccal cavity, esophagus and stomach. Okay students, this much for today. You just go through the PDF and go through this video also. If you have any doubt, you can clarify it. So you have to write your notes and some homeworks have sent to you. Okay, bye bye. Thank you.